What's up, everybody? It's iimNobodyy here, my channel, Nobody Games. It's been a while since I uploaded a video. It's been about almost 2 years since right before my daughter was born, actually. Last video I did was unboxing a PS4 Pro bundle with a crappy game inside, which was Battlefront 2. I've been meaning to make this video for a while. I actually did make one, and well, I edited it and I wasn't happy with it. I just seemed depressed and sad. I talk too much about my personal life, which really isn't anybody's business, other than the people that I have provided information to. Some of you know what's going on, some of you don't. Let's not get into it. Really what I'm here to tell you about today is I am going to do a review of Control, but before I do that, I just want to explain to you what's going on with this channel from here on out. Right now, I'm filming with my phone. I'm going to get a camera. I'm going to get a microphone. A buddy of mine might hook me up with a microphone with a boom attachment. That'd be great. I'm going to start streaming eventually once I figure everything out. I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to doing everything on a PC. I'm more of a console genius. So once I figure things out, I'll start doing that. Get a camera to start doing videos that way instead of on my phone. But until then, I'm going to do them this way. Just trying to come back from eventually I had this goal 2 years ago to do videos, and it just kind of fell off. I fell off of doing everything because my daughter was born and she took up so much time, which isn't, I'm not complaining. She blew my mind with how smart she is and everything like that. So it was great. I wouldn't have changed how things happen, or the reason why I didn't do videos or anything like that. So I do miss her. I haven't seen her in a while, but things happen. That's one of the reasons why hopefully this channel eventually takes off. Just save money to get to be able to see my daughter the proper way like I do my son. Now, anyway, right now I do have 16 subscribers. Woo! That's about twice the amount of friends I have, so that's great. So once you do watch this, please like, share, subscribe, whatever. From there on out, I'm not going to take up too much time. The last video was literally 11 minutes of just talking about things I wanted to get done and stuff like that, and there's no reason for it. There's no reason for it at all. Now, let's jump into the Control review. Now, this game is awesome. I'm going to give you that. It's been praised pretty well for story, for combat, everything like that, and it's a good game. I really enjoyed it. It is by Remedy, so it was written by the same people who did Quantum Break a couple of years ago, Alan Wake, which is a cult hit. Everyone loves Alan Wake. It's one of Logan Pena's favorite video games of all time. So it was written by the same exact person, Sam Lake, who wrote Alan Wake, Quantum Break, and whatever else they've done. And it's also the first time they've done a game that is on a PlayStation in like 14 years. So obviously Sony got interested, and they were like, hey, you need to put this on our console too, because we really see something there. And for a while, everyone thought Sony was going to buy Remedy, but they came out of nowhere and bought Insomniac, which is great. Marvel Spider-Man is one of the best games of all time, highest selling superhero games of all time. So, but back to Control. So, starts off real weird. It gets real into the weird things just immediately. This game is odd. The story throws you all over the place. You can't really keep tabs on everything that's going on, or what's happening, or why it's happening, unless you read all these collectibles, all these files, and everything that you get, which I didn't do because I figured, hey, just keep playing. The main story, do a couple little side things, whatever, finish it. And I did just beat it a couple hours ago. Oh my God, the ending. When you think it's ending, it's not ending. There's gonna be something here. It's like, oh, it's done. No, it's not. Keep playing. Just stay there. Just sit there. What else you gotta fucking do? Sit there. There's also this one thing, I don't want to spoil anything. Ati, the janitor, who is really weird, he talk like this. He's from a different country, something like that. I don't know. That's a horrible impression, by the way. He does not sound anything like that. But you're like, this janitor's weird. Something's going on with the janitor. I don't know. I didn't know. I was like, you know what? He seems off. He's weird. I don't know. And so you get something from him eventually on to where you can go through this thing called the ashtray maze, which is just what you hear. It is a maze. I don't know why it's called the ashtray maze or anything like that. But once you can go through the ashtray maze, the whole time I was going through that maze, I was smiling. It was so good. And it has nothing to do with the combat, because you are, in combat when you're going through the maze, fighting the Hiss, which is what the main antagonist's name is the Hiss. It's a bunch of demonized humans taken over by something, whatever. It's hard to explain. I don't really feel like going into it because, excuse me, this review probably won't make you want to play it. Well, maybe one of my 16 subscribers, maybe. I like to think so. I doubt it. But that part of the game is the greatest sequence in a video game I've played in a long time. I can't spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. It was so good. It was so fucking good. I want to play through it again just because to do that part, but I'm not going to because there's a lot of shit coming out now. Soon. It's fall. Fall is bombarded with video games, so I don't have time for that. The soundtrack is amazing. The combat is great. Now there are different abilities that you can get from levitation, telekinesis, shielding yourself, siege, which is I think it's called siege, where you take control of an enemy and they start to work for you or kill for you, whatever. Now only 2 of those you get in the main story, so you gotta play side missions. You gotta do side missions. I think I have done all the side missions to where I need to get all the abilities, and I didn't have all the abilities when I took on the last boss, which was a bitch. And other bosses are a bitch. Do side missions, it's worth it. Sure, this game should have been more linear, in my opinion, to where it was story, instead of this open world inside this little building, which is called the Federal Bureau of Control, which they operate in this house. It's called the oldest house, which is a house, building, whatever you want to call it, that is continuously changing. And you got to cleanse these points, and it kind of brings it back to normal, because there are things that are going on right now in the game that are insanely different, and it's just like, how is this happening? It's all paranormal. It's unlike anything I've ever played, honestly. But at the same time, it is made by the same person who wrote Alan Wake. So there's feelings of Alan Wake, and then also Quantum Break in there. But say, with all the gameplay, it's Alan Wake, Quantum Break, Control. It's gotten consistently better. And I also, with how eerie everything is, I get a feeling of Dead Space, which is great, because Dead Space is dead. The people who made Dead Space, that studio got canceled. So this is nice. It's a nice feeling to have, because Dead Space 1 and 2 are great. Dead Space 3 can eat a dick. So before, also, some of you might like this. You play as Jesse Faden. You play, the main character is a female, just like Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. You don't get that very often. Most developers want a male-centric protagonist, which you don't need all the fucking time. It's nice to play something differently. I would play this even if your main character was a dog. That'd be great. You don't ever do that. The only time you ever get anything like that is Goat Simulator. And that game, alright, the game's kind of fun, but stupid. Just like the Mass Effect series, which when they were announced they're making a Mass Effect Andromeda, which is a huge failure in most people's eyes. I was hoping you'd play as a Asari or whatever Thane is, or whatever Garrus is, and I knew all these. I knew all these alien species names that they came up with until like right now, but different species, not human, because you're always a male, you're always a human. You got to change things up, and this is a good change of form. Playing as not only a female, but a fucking redhead. I think she has a soul. But I'm gonna just try to end that here. These reviews aren't gonna be anything too in depth. Just kind of talking about things. and whatnot. But this is what you're going to expect. You should expect to see from my channel from here on out. Once I actually play games, I don't know what else I'm going to be able to play next. Maybe Man of Medan. I know Logan Pena is playing that right now. Borderlands 3 comes out soon. But if I played that all the way through, that's like that's a lot of gameplay. So we'll see what comes up next. I also want to do videos where I just talk about things that have happened through the week. Not only video game news, but nerdy things that have happened along comics, movies, TV shows, video games, whatever I think is necessary to this channel. It's not going to be politics, not going to be religion. Both those things are fake, so whatever. So I have ideas, I have things it's only going to get better from here. Once I get more production value, once I get a camera and a microphone, I just stop filming on my phone. So, you know, just hang on. Things will get better. This is good for me. It's a good outlet for me to, you know, show my creative side, show the things I'm knowledgeable about, which aren't many things. I've wasted a lot of time in my life playing video games, but it's what I love. I love video games. I love talking about them. Me and my friend Philip, we used to just sit and talk about all things, you know, superheroes, comics, movies, TV shows, video games all the time when I lived with him, and now he's in Florida, so I really don't have many people to conversate about with this. And I do talk to my dad every once in a while about, you know, superhero stuff or stuff that's going on in the news, but we don't get to hang out as much as we used to. If you watch this video, I appreciate it. Again, share it, like it, subscribe it, leave hateful comments. I don't care. But until next time, thanks for watching.